Investigate and experiment with drawing the human body in proper proportion with the Los Altos art docents. For this lesson, you'll need about 4 sheets of paper, a pencil, eraser, ruler, crayon or charcoal, tape, colored pencils or markers. First, you'll need to draw 9 horizontal lines, equally spaced and labeled 0 to 8. Start with your paper in the portrait orientation and find the midway point. Now make 4 hash marks, 1 inch above that midline and 1 inch below that midline. Now switch to the other side of the paper and do the same. Form a line from one side of the paper to the other, matching the hash marks. Next, number your lines from 0 to 8, starting at the top and going down to the bottom. Now in the middle of your paper, draw a small horizontal line with your ruler between lines 1 and 2, about 1/3 of the way down. Next, draw another small horizontal line with your ruler between lines 7 and 8, about 2/3 of the way down. Pause the video here so you can prepare 2 sheets of paper in this manner. Edgar Degas did many sketches of this dancer before he created the sculpture. Why might artists start with a sketch before they create a final piece of work? Many famous artists start their final masterpieces and sculptures with gesture drawings like this. We're going to start by warming up our minds and eyes and hands with a few quick gesture sketches. Gesture drawing doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to include details. You'll need a blank piece of paper and your crayon or charcoal. I'll show you how to do a drawing first and then let you do it. Hold your crayon or charcoal like a toy car and use more of the surface area than the tip. Try and use your whole arm, not just your wrist, and as much of the paper as you can. Gesture drawings convey action, movement, and attitude of the figure. They should be quick. Gesture drawings are often done with a live model in a very short period of time. Now it's your turn. Grab a blank piece of paper and your crayon or charcoal. I'll give you 30 seconds to capture the gesture of this pose. We're at the halfway mark now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip your paper over and try it again with this pose. This time I'll only give you 20 seconds. Starting now. And we're done in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause the video here and practice more gesture drawings by having a family member strike a pose for you or by posing a stuffed animal, action figure, or doll as your model. Now that we've warmed up, we're going to learn how to draw a human body in proportion. What does drawing something in proportion mean? Proportion is about the relationship between the size of one part when compared to the whole. If the proportions are incorrect or out of proportion, then the resulting image will look less realistic. For example, on this car, although these big wheels look kind of cool, they still don't look realistic. Drawing the human body in proportion means getting the sizes of the body parts correct in relation to the entire body. This doesn't mean that everyone's bodies are exactly the same size or shape. We're going to use some generalizations. I'll show you how to draw the human body in proper proportion. Feel free to pause the video at any point as you do each step. I'll start with the head. Draw an oval between lines 0 and 1. Draw a vertical line for the spine from the bottom of the head to line 4. Start at the short horizontal line just below line 1, which is our shoulder line. Extend the line so that it's about 2 heads wide. Then add small circles to indicate the shoulder joints. A joint is a part of your body that connects 2 bones. Now draw arms from these joints just past line 4 and add circles at line 3 for elbow joints. Draw ovals for hands. Draw a short horizontal line for the hips along line 4, narrower than the shoulder line. Add circles at the end for hip joints. Draw lines to represent the thighs by making a line from the hip joints to line 6. Keep the legs straight down and directly under the body. Draw circles for the knee joints at the end of the thigh. From the knee joints, draw a line for the shins to the horizontal line just above line 8. Draw small circles at the end of that line to represent the ankle joints. Next, draw triangles for feet. Now let's fill out this stick figure and bring it to life. Start by adding a neck by drawing 2 lines from the head to the shoulder line. We're going to fill in the rest of the body with trapezoids. Trapezoids is a quadrilateral figure with 2 parallel lines and 2 non-parallel lines. Draw a trapezoid from the shoulder joints to halfway between the 3rd and 4th lines. Now connect that to the hips, making a second trapezoid for the pelvis. Continue to fill in your body by drawing trapezoids from joint to joint or circle to circle. Trapezoids for arms and legs will generally be thicker at the top and narrower at the bottom. Be careful to place the trapezoids for the legs underneath the pelvis and not too far outside. On the second line sheet, practice drawing another body, but this time move the arms and the legs. Use the same proportions as we did with our first human form. Flesh out the body with trapezoids to bring it to life. Think of an activity you like to do. Is it soccer, tennis, or dance? And some of the movements associated with it. Keep your body facing forward like we did in our sketches. Have only the arms and legs move. Keep the torso in place. Keep the lengths of the limbs, arms and legs, in proportion, just like we did our first body. You can use your pencil to measure the length of the limbs in the first drawing to be accurate in your second drawing. Pause the video here until you finish. Once you have completed your second human form, pick which one you like best. We're going to use this sketch as a basis to create our final drawing with color and clothes. Think about what clothing they might be wearing. Give your human an outfit or costume, maybe hair or a hat. Dress them up. For example, this figure is wearing a suit and a bowler hat. The hat significantly changes the contour of the human head, and the suit hides the waist of the man. Tape your favorite pose to a window. Add a blank sheet of paper over it to trace. Start by tracing the outer edges, rounding out some of the hard angles as you go for a more realistic human curve. Use colored pencils or markers to add an outfit and bring it to life.